Hey guys, welcome back. I hope all of you are fine. Today's video, the title might be slightly clickbaity because I do not have the iPad Pro 2020 with me. Instead, I have the 2018 version. Still rocking that, still loving it. So I'm not the type of person who changes or upgrades their iPad every iteration. But Apple's announcement last week really got me hyped, excited, and really pumped. And this has not happened for a really long time for the iPads. Just two things, the mouse trackpad support as well as the magical floating keyboard. Super excited for that. iPadOS and iOS 13.4 were dropped today, and the thing that a lot of people, including me, are most excited about is the mouse trackpad support. This is so much better than the assistive function in the past. With this update, the cursor just appears immediately and it just works immediately after you connect your mouse or trackpad via Bluetooth. The simplicity and the convenience is amazing. I'm currently using the Logitech Master MX2S, and this mouse allows you to connect to up to 3 devices. So number 1 is connected to my laptop, my MacBook Pro 16-inch. Number 2 is currently connected to my iPad. These mouse and trackpad settings only appear when your mouse and trackpad is connected, so it is very neat. You can adjust your speed preference, your natural scrolling preference, all in the general settings. From my brief experience of using the mouse with the iPad, I find that I prefer the speed settings set to the maximum because I like things to move fast, it responds fast. There is also gesture support, especially if you use a trackpad with the iPad Pro. However, I do not have an external trackpad, so what are the gestures that come with the mouse? So these are the gestures that the iPad currently supports for the mouse. To access Notification Center, move your mouse all the way up to the center of the screen or the left of the screen, and Notification Center will appear. And if you want to access multitasking or see the apps that are currently open, move your mouse all the way to the bottom and you'll see it. To access Control Center, move your mouse all the way to the top right of your screen, or you can simply click the battery icon as seen here. And to swipe between the home screens, you can click on the dots at the bottom of the screen. This is not nearly as intuitive as using a trackpad, but this would do. To move the apps around, you simply click, hold, and drag the icons. This is actually much faster and simpler than when you use your finger to tap, hold for a while before your apps start jiggling. However, I find that there are things to be improved. It could be smoother. I believe that if I have a trackpad, it would definitely work much smoother than with a mouse, but currently the mouse is just not as smooth as that on the laptop. This Logitech mouse has so many customizable buttons, and I use them so much to navigate the Mac. So I'm hoping that Logitech or Apple create that kind of support for the iPad. Second, we're going to talk about the floating magical keyboard. Sorry, it's just called Magic Keyboard. Currently, the case that I'm using for my iPad Pro is Apple's Smart Folio case, the one without the keyboard, because I have heard reviews of the keyboard being not as nice to type. So the floating Magic Keyboard may be the best thing ever created for the iPad. So as usual, for every product launch, Apple's marketing is awesome, and this time Apple marketed its new Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro as a floating Magic Keyboard. Floating may be a gimmick, but is it really? The adjustable angle is one of my favorites. Currently, no iPad cases can do that without being too heavy or too big. The Zugu Muse case is a close one, but it's big and clunky and heavy, although it can do a lot of things, like sticking on your fridge for instance, but it's just not as sleek as the Magic Keyboard. What I love about the iPad is how lightweight it is and how easy it is to carry around without having much burden on my shoulders. Without the case, this is just so light for its size, and that's something I absolutely love, and I was not gonna destroy it. So the Magic Keyboard also gives you an extra USB-C port, so altogether you now have 2 USB-C ports for your iPad. So on top of charging, you can actually connect other hard drives or SD card readers into your iPad without needing a hub. Next, the keys. Apple claims that it has a scissor keyboard mechanism, so yes, great. I hope that this means that it feels as great as typing on the Magic Keyboard. This is also a backlit keyboard. This is a missing feature from the previous smart keyboard. So yes, finally we get to type in the dark. Not that you can't right now, just that you can't see the keys. So my only worry is that this keyboard is too narrow, because it has to fit the 11-inch iPad screen, so I am afraid that it would mess with my ergo. I kind of feel like having an actual full-size, this to me is full-size, keyboard would be better for typing for longer periods of time. But then again, this isn't as portable as having a keyboard that is part of the case, right? Yeah. Overall, I still have my reservations with the Magic Keyboard because firstly, I have yet to test them out, and another question is if the cover, the case can bend like that, or do you have to simply just remove the iPad from the case to use it freely like that? Which is super light still, and I love it. And the last thing is just how heavy is the case, because if it's too heavy, I mean, it would defeat the whole purpose of the iPad being lightweight and portable and all that stuff, right? As usual, all of this is connected to the iPad via magnets, so that's easy to remove, easy to put it on. So this brings me to the last question. Is the iPad Pro 2020 for me? Is it for you? I literally just got the iPad Pro 2018 version this year in January, so I do not think that I will be upgrading anytime soon. But I will still be sharing with you guys some of the key differences between the 2018 and 2020 version, so that you know, it helps some of you make your decision if it is for you. The key differences: 2020 version has the A12Z Bionic chip, which is definitely faster than the 2018 version, and it also has an extra 10MP ultra wide camera. It is 3 grams heavier for the Wi-Fi model, 5 grams heavier for the cellular model. It also has Wi-Fi 6, a LiDAR scanner for improved AR. There is also a RAM upgrade of 6GB versus 4GB. Overall, it still has the same display, same resolution, same brightness for both screens. There are more options for video recording. So these are just some of the key differences that I picked out. I will leave a couple of links in the description below if you want to see a more detailed comparison. But for me, currently the 2018 iPad Pro is incredibly powerful for what I use it for. I use it mainly for writing notes, for writing scripts, for drawing, watching videos on YouTube and Netflix, of course. So why don't I see the need to upgrade? I am not really into AR games. I also don't really use the cameras to take pictures. Usually photos are taken on my phone or on my DSLR. But of course, I definitely really appreciate the little hardware updates on the 2020 iPad Pro. For Apple fans or tech heads who have the money to spend to get the latest and greatest tech, I'd say just go for the 2020 iPad Pro. It is a great device and you will not be disappointed. With better AR tech, you never know what developers can create, right? But for others or people like me with the 2018 iPad Pro, I'd say you don't have to upgrade. The mouse support and the floating keyboard are absolutely sufficient for you to enjoy the greatness of the iPad Pro. But let me know what you guys think. I look forward to reading all your comments. And yep, that's it for today. Stay minty and cheery, stay safe, all of y'all. I'll see you guys in the very next one.
Fighting ghosts in my head, wish that I could let you go.